What's up, guys? Real quick, we're gonna cover a trade I took this past Thursday, which was on Juneteenth. Basically, what you guys can see on the 4 hours, clear downwards movement on this time frame. So at this point in time, it made clear sense to take any sells that were available. So I hopped down to the 1 hour. At this point in time, this was really the two main points of liquidity that I figured made sense. This resting high up here, and then this resting low that hadn't been taken basically all the way since Sunday, June 15th, right? So with that in mind, I was essentially looking for sell positions basically all morning. And as we can see again, this basically gives us perfect downward movements. We see lower highs and lower lows all the way down to this point, and then it reverses up that way. So that is where I got my bias from, basically the past, previous 24 hours price action. To keep it simple, we just moved down to the 5 minute, and then we just looked for either an inverse fair value gap or a standard one. And we got a standard one, and then we basically saw a pretty big displacement candle come out of there. So that's about 119 points, and then it was pretty close to the draw already. So all I had to do was wait for that displacement candle to close, and then I entered on the 5 minute, which allowed me to get a completely free of drawdown trade, which hit in basically under 7-ish minutes. So that is the synopsis of this trade. I really wasn't looking to trade on a bank holiday for the most part, but this was too free, too easy to not take. I mean, even on the 5 minute, we can see pretty clear downwards movement for basically most of the morning. So, typically I don't trade on bank holidays, but it's not against my trading rules to do so. So it essentially just granted me a pretty easy and free entry. And this went for, I believe, $595. That's this trade's equivalent. So it's pretty clean, pretty free. This is probably one of the easier trades that I've seen in recent price action, considering how horrendous it's been for the past, 2-3 weeks. So this one was definitely one of the easier ones. And yeah, I feel like when we keep the strategy pretty simple, it tends to yield better results as opposed to having a whole bunch of rules that don't really make any sense. That's why I always just preach, just trade whatever makes sense to you, whether it be moving averages or ICT, SMC, whatever it is. But this is about as clean of a trade we're gonna get in especially today's price action, the way how crazy it's been. But yeah, I know a lot of people having their rules or they have stipulations against trading bank holidays, but I don't. And this was a Thursday, I believe, and this was pretty free. I mean, there's not much else to say. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.